I thought today was a good Tuesday. Thought guys came out with good energy. I thought we had good physicality throughout the practice. Trying to set a couple of different things, atmosphere. A few periods where we didn't have the same outside influence. Trying to going back on the road. We got to prepare ourselves for all situations, for the momentum swings that we face. We've seen that already at this point. We played three games. They're away from home, and there's been really good moments, but we need 60 minutes, and so trying to change it up a little bit on the guys. But I thought they came out with a good attitude. Meetings were really good this morning. Obviously things we're going to have to clean up. Still being the first day of introducing some of the looks at what we're going to see and what we could possibly face. But I thought the guys had the right mindset and approach, and I thought I was pleased with the work.
It looked like Deuce had some nice moments out there today. I guess having a big play like that on Saturday is what meant you for someone's confidence.
Yeah, it just can continue to get better. I think Deuce is, he's done some really good things, in his growth and development. It's great to see him out on the great stage and be able to perform, and obviously it gives you confidence, because you grow in confidence through your experience. And he's done some good things at receiver. He's obviously carried that over today, and you can see, like I said, Sunday night I could see a little different bounce in him, and then today he made some really nice plays, just continuing to grow and just be the best he can be.
How about a guy like Jackson West? What have you seen from him recently?
Yeah, Jackson, he was very limited there in fall camp, but I love what I see from Jackson, man. I think he's got a bright future here. He's tough, he's physical, he can run. He really has grown a lot as a route runner. And just it's just that consistency of building upon that. But I'm very pleased with what I'm seeing from him and his progression.
A few weeks ago, you mentioned some of the younger offensive tackles, Julian and Jalen, as guys you like what you were seeing, but you keep seeing more. I guess since then, how have you seen?
Yeah, it's still about consistency, and you can see great flashes, but it's a play in and play out. Guys, building the trust, in the guys that are next to them, and building trust in the coaches that they're ready to go out there and make an impact. But I've definitely seen some positive improvement throughout the course of the year, but just want more consistency.
What were some of the challenges Wade's defense presents?
Yeah, they're going to shift, move. Everything. The line games, they'll pressure. They do a little bit of all, and they're going to fast fill with their safeties. They're going to mix a couple things coverage-wise because of that. But it's kind of in line in their own unique presentation of it. Probably as multiple of a group as what we faced in just being able to go in and out of the 4 down to the 3 down. Some of the packages that they'll show, and so it is definitely challenging.
Obviously, you saw just the way they won that game last week, and just speak to the resiliency.
Yeah, I saw the replay of gotta do all things. It's hard to win games, and when you find a moment, they obviously got an opportunity. There with the 2-minute drive, and they went down and executed. And I know Pitt has to be pretty sick about it just for how it played, and it's one of those challenging things. It happened to us last year in our last regular season game, or trying to avoid contact and a big hit, but classified as a slide, and went back to the 1 yard line. So we've had that happen to us a few times, and it's a challenge. But I tell you, it speaks to Wake, or how they responded. They get a third string quarterback goes in 2-minute drive, and to find a way to win it at the end, that was impressive.
After the game, Narduzzi said that he wanted to teach his quarterback in that moment to just dive for it because the slide doesn't. Is that something you would talk to Jordan about?
We've absolutely. That's been 100%. And it's just, we try to. You look at, I think Clemson do in the first game of the season. Clemson's quarterback on a 4th down and 7, same thing, just right there at the stick, went to slide, and flip possession. So you try to help educate guys on all things, and that's a big part of some of the things we do off the field, and make sure we're trying to present all those opportunities to get better.
We didn't see Dennis Saturday.
Yeah. So Dennis is he was out last week. Probably probably going to be out again this week. But we'll get him back. We'll get him back here soon. it's just unavailable, but had a little got banged up a little bit. But Dennis has played really well. Obviously tests a little bit of the depth of what we have, but I like that group, and I think Malcolm Ray's a guy that's really kind of come along. Daniel Lyons is pushing to get more opportunities, but it was unfortunate for him because he's been playing really well. But you're excited to get him back soon.
I was going to ask about Daniel because he got in for a couple snaps, but not a ton.
Yeah, I mean, he's Daniel right now is he's a redshirt freshman. He's growing. He's getting better. He's got a great future in front of him, and he is. I always tell guys, you never know when your number's gonna be called, and within that week, he got more reps. He did a good job with it, which allowed him to be able to get on the field. You're playing in games like that, it's. You never know every play, especially what they do, and for Daniel to put himself in that position, I was proud of him.
Shane Brown was a guy who went under the radar as a recruit. I think you guys got in up on him pretty late. Is that?
Yeah.
accurate?
So I mean, Brian Allen is his high school head coach. His former Seminole and or past player. Let me say that. But he called me about midway through the season, and he said, "Coach, he goes, I think I got one. Like this kid, he actually his description is like he would have played on the teams that I was a part of." And so I got a chance to watch Shy, and it was like I loved him. It just the versatility. I mean, he played corner, safety, linebacker, everything you could imagine. I offered him that day, and getting to know Shaim. I mean, it was the ultimate belief of what he would grow into, and to see him come in, really. We have some guys that are kind of like that, where you're just, they play everything in high school. Now they come in and trying to focus in on a position to master a position. Blake Nicholson is kind of a guy going through that right now, and you just see the development, and he's very coachable. He wants to be great, and you see him playing at a very high level. I think his last couple games, he's playing as good as anybody. So I'm really proud of him for that.
We talked about the atmosphere Saturday, but the moment where the leader of the Seminole tribe,
The councilman yesterday.
planting the spear and just.
It was really cool, and I know I talked a little bit about it last week. Last year I went down to the Brighton Field Fest Days festival, and the Field Days festival, and so I got to get to meet many of the council persons, I guess, that within the Seminole tribe, and it was really remarkable. I mean, to see just the passion, the care, the responsibility that we have to represent Seminole tribe of Florida with how we play here is. I mean, it is. You talk about that unconquered spirit, and that's what. I thought about that. They came in to the locker room with us afterwards, and to see them plant the spear, but to have a game where that showed up, that spirit, that the things that make Florida State football pretty remarkable. I thought that was put on display and honored the Seminole tribe of Florida at a very high level.